Live. How are we, lads? ProEnzo, Vidz, CJ MOXLEY. All right, we're just walking in now with the Dragons and the Bulldogs come back. The atmosphere, the crowd is electric! Yeah! And gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode 77 for your Wednesday night, March 8, 2023. And I am joined by ProEnzo, Vidz, and CJ MOXLEY. Boys, I'm keen for tonight's podcast, but first things first, how the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm going well, bro, and it's good to have the podcast back. Apart from, I guess, the train delays in Sydney, my day's been pretty good.
Oh, heard all about it. Don't even talk about it. Disgusting, eh?
It's just fucked, yeah.
Good joke, yeah.
And CJ MOXLEY is here as well, obviously preparing for tomorrow night as he heads out to Penrith to try and conquer the Panthers and their wild supporters. CJ, how are you, brother?
Yeah, exactly right, bro. Fuck me. No, I'm doing very well. Yeah, looking forward to this podcast, and round 2 looks to be another intriguing round, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, obviously round 2 is going to be fantastic. We'll do the NRL round 2 preview later on in the program, but far out, man. There's been a lot of controversy going on in the NRL, but bugger me, we're going to get into the podcast. But first things first, I want to say hello to the live chat. We've got about 20 people in the live chat as we speak. We've got about 20 people in the live chat. Hello, everyone. Hello to Rishi. Hello to Cody Games PlayStation. Hello to Josh Rabbitohs 2023. We got Flash Screen, Cody Games PlayStation, SS Storm fans here, Jason Reader. We got Ark. We've got everyone rolling in as we speak. We got Faraz. We've got everyone's tuning in for the Breakdown Podcast. Luke Melbourne Storm fan is here as well. Hello, everyone. We got all of the regular supporters of the channel in the live chat. I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's in the live chat. I know everyone in the live chat always watches my content. I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time out of your night, all day, depending on where you are in the world, for tuning into my YouTube channel, tuning into the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast with ProEnzo, Vidz, and CJ MOXLEY. I am forever grateful that people take the time to watch my content as well. It means a lot. It really does. So thank you very much. And unlike some other content creators, I'm not afraid to speak the truth. But
fair enough.
Boys, let's get into the show.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rip in.
Topic number 5. We'll start off with a bit of controversy here. Oh boy, a topic that when we were getting the topics sorted out this afternoon, boys, this is one that we were all a bit up in the air about, but it's one that we're going to try and discuss. Is the independent doctor too involved in the game? So, as we saw over the weekend in round 1 of the NRL, there were a lot of HIAs. Some were necessary. Some were probably unnecessary. I think one that was unnecessary was the Kalen Ponga one on the weekend against the Warriors. There were a couple other ones that I thought were a bit out there. ProEnzo, I'm going to start with you on this one, bro. Does the independent doctor get too involved in the game? And the HIA thing's starting to get a bit messy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's been an issue for a while, I think, this whole independent doctor stuff. This was a topic on my podcast on Monday, so I'll pretty much give my same sort of thoughts that I did on Monday as well with this one. So, I do think that there's a chance that maybe it can work going forward, but I think if it's going the way it has with, confusion on the field and no communication between the club doctor and this independent doctor, then I think it's going to get even worse. So I think it's all about communication to make it work going forward. And if there's not, then like I said, it might be a real issue going forward into the season, you know. So I do believe that the independent doctor does help in some way, as they know a lot about how to handle concussions and things like that. But if it does get to a point where they're too involved, it may be. And like I said, as well as another reason, they need to assess the players properly. Like if the player, got knocked out and got paralysed, for example, go off. But if the player is responding and is, claiming that he's okay to play on, and there's only like a head knock or to the arm or something, then yeah, I think the players should be fine if they're responsive. So that's just what I've got in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Well, CJ, what's your take on this whole thing? It's getting messy.
Obviously, I see both sides of it. Obviously, you got to look at the precautionary side to it. There can be, things, long-term effects to it, which, now you might look at it and be like, who cares? But, like 10 years' time, it's going to be bad. But at the other time, man, you could tell if a player really needs to go off. For example, you look at Kalen Ponga and you look at Victor Radley on the weekend. Ponga looked like he was ready to go still. He didn't look too bad. He even told the independent doctor, no, I'm good. And we all knew that he was good. Victor Radley, he was wobbling all over the spot. So, there should be a clear difference to who needs to go off and who needs to go on. I understand why they have that independent doctor rule in, and I think it's fair enough. But they just use it way too much, and I think it's just out of too much over-concerned doctors, in my opinion. But I can see why they have it.
I think, look, it's very hard to judge this whole thing because we're not doctors, we're not experts on this topic, but I'll try and give you my piece on this whole situation. So, the independent doctor, in my opinion, they have to all be at the ground. That's one. All independent doctors must be at the ground. Having an independent doctor in the bunker, I think, is just ridiculous and really poor. I think the independent doctor should be at the game, sitting on the sideline, having the screen right in front of him. He shouldn't be at the bunker. That's number one. Number two, I don't think every single knock to the head is a concussion. I don't think every time someone gets hit in the head, they're not concussed.
Yeah.
So they overdo it with the concussions. The test, I understand the testing, but you don't want to overdo it. They are overdoing it with the concussions.
Yes.
The testing, way too much. If someone gets hit in the head and they get up and they're fine, it doesn't mean they're concussed. That's just not how it works.
Yeah, dude.
That's not how a concussion goes.
They do it.
Now,
I noticed during that Roosters Dolphins game, I'm pretty sure it was Jared Wallace. He got hit in the shoulder and they've taken him off.
Yeah, Jared Wallace got hit. Yeah, it was his collarbone. Collarbone.
Not a concussion.
Jared Wallace got hit in the collarbone, like just around here, and he was binned. He was taken off for a HIA. So it's crazy.
How does that even work?
Now, you got to be careful with concussions because they can be a bit strange. Now, I've had a concussion in the past. I played footy 9 years ago, back in 2014. I played for a local team here in Lismore called the Mars Brothers Rams. I come off the bench that game. I came on and played a bit of wing. Anyway, got the ball. I turned around. 3 players from Kyogle smashed me right in the nose. I went flying, ended up on my head, and I had a concussion for the first time. I felt miserable. I felt sick. I was at the hospital. Was I able to play the next week? Definitely not. Definitely not. But you get those minor concussions as well where you fail a HIA, but you feel good in 2 days and you feel like you can play the next week, but they just don't allow you to do that. Now, the independent doctor, I think they're getting too involved, boys. I think they're getting way too involved in the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I agree.
They're getting too involved. They're killing momentum. How many times over the weekend did a team have a penalty, kick for touch, tap and go, one tackle in, and then stop the game?
Way
In the
too
Penrith
much.
Brisbane game, there was a
it's
concussion,
ridiculous.
and the Panthers kick for touch, quick tap, tackle one, quick play of the ball, stop the game. Kills momentum.
Yeah.
Kills
Yeah,
momentum.
It's a good example of that Warriors Knights game as well. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
the
Ponga.
Knights were robbed by any means, but I'm saying it was a
crucial moment.
game.
Yeah, it hurt them. I want to ask you guys this. If someone gets a concussion, say on a Thursday night, should they be allowed to play the following week?
Yeah. I mean, it depends if they pass the protocols and stuff, and I think they should.
I think if it was me and I was in charge, I think you'd want to do sort of daily testing, obviously, to get a good knowledge amount of how bad the concussion is. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea to bring into the game.
Well, if you have a look at the Super League, when someone gets a concussion over there, they're ruled out for 9 days instantly.
Yeah, man. Imagine let's go to a team like the Panthers. Cleary and Edwards gets a concussion, and I hope not, obviously, because that's not good. And they get ruled out for, would it be 2 rounds?
9 days.
9. Okay, so they get ruled out for the next week. Oh man.
Hang on. Oh yeah, not necessarily, because if you play on the Thursday, but then you don't play till the Sunday, that's 9 days right there. So
I think it causes
Depends on the draw, I reckon.
Well, in the UK, I think it's 10 to 12 days. It's somewhere around that. Oh, there we go. Fill in the chat. 11 days. Okay. That's 11 days. I think 9 days is probably the right amount of days to get over a concussion.
Yeah.
But if it's a concussion and you pass the test, then you should be all good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it the way that's always been, I think.
I just don't want to get to a point, boys, where, it's 20-all. There's 5 minutes to go. It's the top 4 teams up against each other, and the halfback for that team gets taken off for a HIA, and then they fall into a heap.
Yeah, that's a
be-
worry. That's a worry.
It
And
does
imagine,
cause
we got to mention this. We got to mention this. The HIAs are 15 minutes. I was listening to Campbell Graham on the Matty John's late night show the other night, and he said it could take 5 minutes, realistically. 15 minutes is a bit long. 15 minutes is a long time, boys. It doesn't need to be that long.
Yeah, agreed. Doesn't need to be 15 minutes. A few players have come out and said that. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes at most. You should get a good reading.
Yeah,
before
10 minutes at
15 minutes.
most, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So, do we agree that the independent doctor is getting too involved in the game?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say on it, the reason why they're so scared about getting the doctors, taking a step back, is because they're so scared of getting sued because of all the concussions and all the protocols and all that sort of stuff. To be fair,
I see the reasoning behind it.
the doctors and the independent doctors and all these sort of people outside of NRL, they've been making these threats to sue for concussions and stuff for years, 10 to 20 years by now. That's never happened. So the NRL bring in these very safe protocols, and we're so scared that the NRL is going to get sued for all these concussions and stuff. It's like what the NRL is doing right now, they can't possibly do any more.
Yeah, well, they're professionals as well, the doctors. So,
Exactly
Well,
right. We've got the independent
plenty-
doctor in the bunker. We've got the independent doctor at the ground. We've got the club doctors on the sideline. We've got too many of them as it is. It's like the referees. We had 2 referees before, 2 touch judges, the bunker. There's about 7 referees right there. We don't want to get to the point where everyone's going to have to go for a HIA if they get hit in the head. Because here's the thing, boys. We're playing rugby league. We're watching the game. It's a physical contact sport. Players are going to get hit in the head. It's just a part of the game. It's been like that since 1908. It's going to happen. It's probably, in my opinion, the top 3 toughest sports in the world. It is. Players are going to get hit in the head by accident. It's just how the game goes. If it's deliberate and with intent, then they will be suspended. We know this. So I think the doctors, the independent doctors, all this outside noise about getting sued, just take a step back and go, okay, it's rugby league, it's 80 minutes, players are getting hit all the time, concussions are going to happen, accidents are going to happen. We're not playing netball here, folks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fair point.
We're not playing volleyball. We're not playing tennis. We're not playing sports that you're not going to get hurt in. Like, come on, man. All right, let's move on. Topic number 4. Unbelievable performance last week. I was shocked. I want to go out to Paddy G. Paddy G called this before the season. When the draw came out, Paddy G predicted this. Paddy G would have. It is. There we go. Internet just cut out. We're all good, apparently. I guess the question is, the Dolphins won round 1. We all said they're going to have a dog shit season. Are the Dolphins legit after 1 round? Are they going to be better than what we thought? CJ, are the Dolphins legit?
It kind of depends what way you want to put legitimately in. Do I think they're going to be a wooden spoon team? No. Look, we saw what they had, the potential they have in their team. They've shown that they can put in an 80-minute game and a great effort. Obviously, with the likes of people like Wayne Bennett and Christian Wolf in the same coaching box, you're going to get some good results, even under a new team. I think they can avoid the bottom 4. So I do think they're legit in that circumstance. But for finals footy, I don't think they're a legitimate contender in that aspect. But they are a team that will keep on building, and I think, I'm still bottom 4, I reckon. That's
all right. ProEnzo, are Dolphins legit? Are they going to be a top 8 team? Are they going to be better than what we all thought? Wayne Bennett, the master. Christian Wolf, the apprentice, even though Wolf's already done so much in the Super League. And for Tonga as well. I mean, I know it's 1 game, 1 win against the Roosters. But we saw what they did in the weekend and what they can do. Are they legit?
Look, I think that 1 game is obviously a good win over the Roosters, who are, supposed premiership threat and stuff. So that win itself is pretty big, but I'd say give it more weeks and a bit more game time for the Dolphins to play in, so we can know for sure how they do pan out as a side. But I think round 10 of every side's where you think and talk about where they're at as a club. So I think maybe just the round 1 game's a good starting point, but just wait to mid-year to really see how they are as a club, because I think there's a lot to prove still. So I do think that they're not a bottom 4 team, like CJ said. They're not a bottom 4 wooden spoon team. There's no way about that.
Look, I hate to be negative here, but I think the Redcliffe Dolphins are going to be one of those sides where they start the year off really well. They make a name for themselves early on. But I think longer the year goes on, I think the harder and the more fatigue will set in for them. I think they're going to struggle after a couple of weeks. I think there'll be some games where the Dolphins will go, okay, this is a winnable game. This is a chance. So what I mean by that, I think the Dolphins are a chance against teams like, the Warriors, the Tigers, the Titans, the Dragons, Newcastle. The Dolphins can beat those sort of sides. But when the Dolphins are going to take on sides like, your Panthers, your Storm, your Sharks, your Cowboys, your Rabbitohs, all these sort of sides, they may struggle against them big sides. I think they'll be up for it against the Broncos in a few weeks. I think they'll be up for it against the Cowboys on Good Friday. Then they'll probably be up for it against the Gold Coast as well. But I don't know. I think the Dolphins are still going to have a pretty mediocre first year, but I think that win on the weekend, I'm not sure if they will have a better win than that, boys. I don't know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't think so, but
I just want to say that I think this round one game was always a game that Dolphins are going to turn up at because obviously it's their first game in the NRL and the probably planned for this game for such a long time as well. So yeah, maybe that's where it could be a bit of a reality check if they lose next week.
Well, I think the other thing as well is like, unless they beat Brisbane in round 4, that win against the Roosters on last Sunday afternoon, I don't know if the Dolphins will have a better performance than that. I don't know. I don't know. I think when they play at Redcliffe, when they play at KO Stadium, as it's now called, I think they'll be tough to beat there. So, like, we'll talk about it later on, but this weekend, I think that they're going to be very hard to beat at home. I think they will. But, when they have to travel to Sydney, play teams in Sydney like, your Manly at Brookvale, your Cronulla's at Shark Park, your Roosters in Sydney, Souths in Sydney, all these sort of sides. It's going to be very interesting to see how they handle that. But, look, I think they're going to be a very competitive side. I just don't know how many wins that they're going to get this season.
Yeah,
I don't think they're legit.
It's hard to tell because it's only been run one round. But looking at it from what we've seen, there's enough there to avoid a wooden spoon.
I still reckon they'll be bottom 4.
It's a chance, but I don't think they'll come last like our favourites to be.
I mean, the way they performed on Sunday afternoon, they should be better than bottom 4. But I just feel the longer the season goes, I think it's going to hurt them. I think fatigue will set in. If they get injuries to some of their experienced players,
their depth?
They don't really have the depth to come in and all that sort of stuff. But it's going to be interesting to see how they go. But I don't think they're legit yet.
They're a team that's going to build throughout the years.
Yeah. Topic number 3. Oh, this is one close to CJ's heart. Cameron Murray is open to joining rugby union.
Fuck me, Dad.
I would be so angry and upset if Murray left and went to union. But if he did, I reckon he'd come back eventually because they all come back. CJ, I know Cam Murray is probably the heart and soul of South Sydney, and I don't think he's going to leave anytime soon. But for him to come out publicly and say that he is open to it, and after what Eddie Jones said in his interview with Gus Gould, that Cam Murray is someone that Eddie Jones is looking at, you have to be a little bit concerned that Murray may jump the ship to rugby union at some stage.
Yeah, obviously there's a bit of concern if he's out there publicly saying that he's open to it, but stick to your own code, man. Like, fuck off Eddie Jones. But look, I am a bit frustrated with Cameron Murray saying he's open to it because he's the captain and he's here for another 3 years, and we want to know if he's in there for the long run or not. Obviously, he has the right to explore his options after his contract expires in 2025. Personally, I don't think he'll leave. I think he'll stay. He was from the area. He grew up supporting the club, so he has his dream that he wants to do. It would be a massive loss if it does happen, but I think in the next contract talks we have with Cameron Murray, we're going to have to probably offer him overs. But look, just Eddie Jones,
brother, throw $1 million at Cam Murray.
I think it's probably going to have to come to that if there's a realistic chance that he genuinely goes. I hope not, because we want to know who's going to be there for the next decade and who's not, who's in there for the long run. But look, just stick to your own code. Stop trying to take young, talented NRL players, Eddie Jones. It just annoys me. That's all. It's just frustrating me.
Brother, look, I know a lot of forwards don't get $1 million. Only a couple of them do. Yeah. I think, look, I've said this publicly a few times in the preseason, and I still believe it. I believe Cameron Murray is the best forward in the game. I think he's the best NRL forward in the game. I really do. I'd be
Yeah,
throwing him $1 million.
up there.
I'd be extending him and giving him big money.
Yeah, he's up there, and if he's in this form by 2025, then yeah, why not throw $1 million for about another 4 years at him? Yeah, I don't think he'll leave, but I'm just annoyed that this whole Union League poaching thing's happening again because it's just I don't like that sort of stuff.
I've had enough of rugby union, and I'll give you my big opinion on that in a moment. But ProEnzo, I would love your take on this, bro. Murray, open to joining union. What's your take on it?
It's just a bit disappointing because I think that, I just hate seeing, Union always come over to our code NRL and sort of like look at the young talent and scout around there, which is not good because I think that, we've already seen enough players leave NRL and go to Union, but eventually come back, like you said before. So, not necessarily all of them go, but yeah, I don't like the approach. But as for Murray, look, he's obviously the heart and soul of South Sydney. He's their captain. He was obviously playing schoolboy rugby as he was growing up, I believe. So that's probably why he does have an interest in playing Union. But I did read the article or one of the articles today. He did say that he's contracted here to whenever he's off contract next. And once he is, I guess, talking about his next contract and stuff, he'll look at it. But he said he loves the club, South Sydney. So I'm pretty confident he'll stay. But we'll see what kind of contract the Union offer him though.
Yeah. Nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just getting a list of all these players that have left and gone to Union over the years, and it just shits me off, bro. I'll tell you, have a look at this list here.
I don't understand.
Some of these players that have left rugby league and gone over to fucking rugby union, you got the likes of Ray Price, the likes of Ricky Stewart, the likes of Andrew Walker, and then guys like Wendell Saylor who left for Union, Matt Rogers, Lottie Takiri, Tamana Tahu, Israel Folau, Carmichael Hunt, Sonny Bill Williams, Suliasi Vunivalu, Semi Radradra. So many great NRL players have left for this disgusting rugby union code who don't know how to develop their own fucking juniors. They've got no money at all. Stan Sport is an absolute failure of a partnership for rugby union. Rugby union needs to just simply fuck off and do things their own way. How about you take a leaf out of rugby league clubs and develop your own juniors? Stop trying to come over to the NRL and steal our fucking players. I've half had it with rugby union, boys. I am sick to death of rugby union.
Yeah,
I wish they would fuck off. I can't stand them. It is one of the worst sports ever. Some of their rules, you know how we've got a 10-meter rule to get back on side? They've got like a 3-meter rule. How are you going to get any room to do anything on the field? It's just...
Well...
Rugby union absolutely sucks.
Yeah, dude. If you look at the Union scorelines, I have been keeping up to date with some of them. The scorelines are like 51-27, 71-0, 54-26. It's a fuck sport, man. Just fuck off.
It's horrible. It really is horrible.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I would rather watch two gay men kiss in front of a TV for 1 hour than watch a full game of rugby union.
Both disgusting as well.
It's both disgusting, but I know which one I would prefer.
Look at the players they're targeting: Nelson, Angus Crichton.
Joseph Suoliti. All these
players. Kohler as well.
Yeah, Kohler as well.
Just
fuck off. Eddie Jones, fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a joke.
Get fucked. I'm so done with rugby union. Fuck off.
Yeah, now they want Paddy Carrigan or something ready to mail earlier.
There needs to be a rule in place where these NRL players can just tell them to go away because they seem to come in, they manipulate NRL players. Oh, yeah, we can pay you more money, blah, blah, blah. We can give you a better future, blah, 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 blah. It's just bullshit. The managers need to have more authority to tell these cunts from union to just piss off.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And look, No,
I
it's
I
fine.
honestly
Where's
think
your
they're
development?
still upset that we got Lachlan Miller.
It was a big blow.
Yeah.
That was
That's
what?
payback. That's payback we got him.
What is that? The first player to come from Union to league.
Mate, that's payback from when they stole Sonny Bill, when they stole Vunivalu, Radradra. Bro, Semi Radradra was one of the best wingers I ever saw until he left to go to Union.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on that.
Why has he done that?
Semi Radradra was a freak.
No, he was.
Bro, imagine if Parramatta had Radradra and Sevo on their wings.
They'd be such a dangerous attacking side.
What a
They
try.
probably would have won that great final against Penrith last year.
Oh, if they had those players, you'd think so.
Unbelievable. Anyway, let's just hope that Cam Murray doesn't go to Union.
Make
I'd
the
be
right
so
choice.
disappointed if he did. I'd be so
Don't go to
upset.
Union. Yep, just win a premiership here first, if anything.
Let's move on. Topic number 2. Should the Jerome Luai and Jamin Salmon post-game disagreement / argument be left behind closed doors? Now, in case you missed it, Friday night after the Penrith loss to Brisbane, Luai was absolutely losing his mind. Teammate Jamin Salmon about a debate that happened on the field. There's been a few articles about this whole thing. A lot of media beat up / fake news. Personally, I don't have a single problem with what Jerome Luai did. Everyone knows that I can't stand Luai. Honestly, if I was at a shop and if he happened to be 5 meters in front of me, would I ask for a photo? No, I'd keep walking. That's how much I can't stand Luai. But I've got no problem with this whatsoever. ProEnzo, what's your take on it?
Oh, yeah, neither do I. I think it's all footy talk at the end of the day. They don't hate each other. They don't have a rivalry against each other. So, look, it's all good. And, you know, they played smart when, you know, they had Luai pretending to strangle James Salmon on the front paper. So, you know, it's all a joke. It's like the media have definitely blown this out of proportion. So, yeah, it's nothing to really look into. I think that's maybe they could have done it in the sheds. But, yeah, look, it's no big issue in my opinion.
What's your take on it, CJ?
Yeah, look, I don't like Penrith as much as the next guy, but who cares? Who cares? I'm sure every player in every team's going to do that sometime this year that doesn't get caught on camera. It's nothing in it. It's just an argument. It's just constructive feedback when you think about it. It's should they have handled it in the sheds? Yeah, probably. They didn't need to really have a go at each other in front of fans. But at the same time, it's happened before. It's going to keep happening. Who cares? There's nothing in it. It shouldn't have blown up like this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, boys. Like, come on. Luai was upset because Salmon did something wrong in the game where Salmon should have been there in that position. Luai was upset, so he just gave him a spray and said, look, I'm the 5'8" of this team. I've won 2 comps. I led Samoa in the World Cup, and you weren't in your position, so you weren't doing your job. And they were upset. So fair enough. A lot of people have been saying, you know, behind closed doors or leave it for after the game inside the locker dressing shed. Honestly, I don't blame Luai for being upset. They were beaten by a point. Salmon wasn't in the right position. Look, I don't want to put this all on Jamin Salmon, but he seems to be getting in some issues, doesn't he? He had that whole thing last year where Biggie Stewart called him a weak gutted dog, and now he's got this other incident. I swear, everything with Jamin Salmon seems to always be an issue.
Yeah.
He sounds like a bad boy.
It's just nothing in it, really, bro. Like, I guarantee it's happened at one point in round 1 as well. That wasn't caught on camera.
Now, I'll say this. If it was such a big issue, if this whole thing was such a big drama, would Jamin Salmon be playing this weekend? No.
Yeah, it's not like they went full on over the line. He just said, should have been there, this, that, be better next time. Who cares? It's what you tell your teammates anyway, isn't it?
Now, if Salmon had been left out of the 17, we all would have been going, oh, so Luai got him dropped, blah, 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 and all this other sort of stuff. But no, Ivan's kept him in the team for now, and everything seems to be fine. Once again, just a lot of media bullshit, a lot of fake news, and let's just hope that the fake news can, continue to stay fake, because there's so much fake news in the game right now.
It will.
It's ridiculous.
It's just nothing in it.
Let's move on. There's not much more to talk about this, to be fair. It's a media beat up.
Sure is.
Topic number 1. Well, we saw the news. What day did this news come out? I think it was Monday night.
2 days ago. Monday, like 10.
Yeah, Monday night. I think it was late Monday night. It was about 10 o'clock at night. David Fifita re-signs with the Titans. I think it was a further 2 seasons.
2026.
Is this a smart career move? There were rumors of him going to Canberra. There were rumors of him potentially going back to Brisbane. There was even a small rumor of him going to the Dolphins. But that rumor got brushed fairly quick. It was mainly Canberra for a long time, and then Canberra obviously couldn't make it work, and then Brisbane had a shot at getting him back.
We had a little go, but that was not going to happen.
ProEnzo, is it a smart career move for Fifita to stay at the Gold Coast, or should he have gone somewhere else?
Oh, well, it depends how he goes those years he's re-signed. I guess that if he's committed to the club and wants to actually do well there, then, I mean, fair enough. But I guess the way the Titans have dealt with players in the past and going forward hasn't always resulted in the best. So, and as for Fifita, like a player like him, he hasn't, achieved much, has he? Like, he's only young and, he's in some games he's great. Like, he can be an explosive, fantastic player in a few games. But really, when you're saying that, he's somewhere as loyal or as better as what Cherry Evans, once did with his contract situation, it's just stupid. Like, you can't, compare it to, because I mean, at least DC's made the most of his years. He's been at Manly, so. But with Fifita, he's still learning. He's still learning Fifita. You can't get ahead of yourself and say that he's loyal and all that sort of stuff, because most contracts have obviously have been broken. So, and he's not the most trustful player in the NRL anyway. So, we'll see how he goes. But there's a bit of issues about it.
Yeah. CJ, do you think he should have stayed? Do you think he should have left, or do you think it's good that he's staying at the Gold Coast?
Well, I don't think it's good for his career, but I applaud him on being loyal and taking a pay cut. Personally, if I was him, I was heading back to the Broncos. But look, obviously he's chosen to stay there, but he's not going to win a comp there. So I guess that's, he's kind of chucked that away. But look, it's good for him because I guess he can develop more, especially with Kieran Foran on his side. So he'll play more better this year. But is it a smart career move? When is ever being at the Titans a smart career move? So I'm going to say no. I would have headed back to the Broncos where I would have likely achieved more success.
Well, I'll say it once, and this is the harsh, brutal, Nick from Australia truth. Nobody will have the balls to say this. David Fifita re-signing with the Titans, is it a smart career move? No. David Fifita has just committed career suicide. He has.
Yeah, fair enough.
He has just committed career suicide. Why would you stay at a club that has never won anything in its history? If you go on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter, the Gold Coast Titans put out on their thing the picture of David Fifita re-signing with the contract, and then you have a look in the background with that stupid, ridiculous, disgusting, filthy backdrop. We will bring premierships home to the Gold Coast. No, we will bring less fans to Seabar Super Stadium is what it should say in the background. This club is an embarrassment to rugby league. I cannot believe they had the audacity to have that in the background. We will bring premierships to the Gold Coast. Are you fucking kidding me? Who is that Instagram fucking page from the Gold Coast? Who is the one making that fucking report? That is fake news, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. It made me laugh, boys. I'm telling you, I was in absolute cramps in my bedroom when I saw that background. I couldn't stop laughing. What I want to say is, well done to David Fifita. He's secured his future, which is very important and very good, but he's made the wrong decision here. He should have went back to the Broncos. He's more of a chance of winning at the Broncos than he is at the Titans. Imagine Reynolds next to Fifita, Staggs, and Cobbo. That is absolutely fucking terrifying in my opinion. Bro, that is terrifying.
It would have unlocked him, man.
Terrifying. Now, I don't have the figures in front of me of how much Fifita's going to be on, but he was on $1 million at the Gold Coast. I swear to God, if he's on more than 800,000, they are killing themselves.
700.
How much?
To my understanding. 700K. To my understanding.
Even that seems a bit crazy.
Someone can
overpaid, I think.
700K for a back row that doesn't do anything. But to be fair to Fifita, it's not entirely his fault. He has had a lot of mediocre halves over the years. But honestly, he's wasting his career. He's wasting his career at the Gold Coast. Look, besides the Broncos, I think he should have went to South Sydney.
Oh, that would have been fucking perfect.
Imagine him with Cody Walker.
We'll add him for a couple months, but obviously going to happen, did it?
And CJ, I know you might disagree with this one, but I still feel like Souths probably need another back row. They've got Kalamatangi. They probably need another premier back row.
Obviously, it looks, I'm not going to say we are going to get him, but it's looking likely we're going to sign Teague Wilden from 2024. But
that'd be huge.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
But for Fifita, boys, look, good luck to him. I'm glad he's secured his future for his family. But re-signing with the Gold Coast, it honestly is career suicide.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately for him.
Because if you have a look at the Gold Coast Titans history, right? They've never made a grand final. They've made one prelim final. They've only won one finals game in their history. That was in 2010. Oh, no, two finals games, sorry. 2009 against the Warriors and 2010 against the Warriors, I believe. They've only ever won two finals games against the same side. And they're just mediocre. They're miserable. They're horrible. They never win big games.
Not only that, dude, it's not even the Titans' history. It's literally the Gold Coast history. It's a reincarnation of three different failed organizations.
The Gold Coast Chargers, the Gold Coast Seagulls.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
anyway, do we agree that it's a probably not a good choice to re-sign with the Titans?
Yeah, I would have went back to Brisbane if I was him.
Yeah, I mean, it's good he re-signed, but it depends how he approaches these next couple.
Lorenzo, do you think he should have left or stayed?
Oh, look, I mean, I think staying's an all right choice, but yeah, if it doesn't work, then he's obviously fucked up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with Fifita. They're gone. They're fucked.
Oh, fair enough, man.
All right, let's move on. It's time for the Breakdown Podcast game show.
This is
going to be good. Now, ProEnzo Vidz's form in the Breakdown Podcast game show has been deplorable. It has been putrid. It's been absolutely disgusting.
He's due.
ProEnzo Vidz has gone from a consistent favourite. ProEnzo is an outsider this week.
Oh,
Let's have a look at the odds via
Fair
Nick
enough.
Bet.
bro.
CJ Moxley is $2. ProEnzo's now out to $7.
Look, fair
Oh,
enough. I mean, I can't
yeah.
complain with that. I've been bad recently.
Lorenzo's due. That's a scary.
Lorenzo has just set it he's set it on record. He's been pretty bad lately.
Yep.
So,
Need a bounce back, need a bounce back.
Lorenzo's been in really poor form. Needs a big response. So let's get into it, eh?
Let's go.
Yep. All right, let's go.
As you fellas know, it's first one to get 3 questions right. If Lorenzo throws out an answer and gets it wrong, CJ goes next, and then it goes like that. If CJ throws an answer out and gets it wrong, Lorenzo has the next turn. So
Yep.
That's how we're going to do it. Let's get into the questions, shall we? And if anyone in the live chat who watches the podcast on a week-to-week basis, you guys know the rules. If you reveal the answers in the live chat, you will be banned for 5 minutes. If you do it again, you'll be banned until further notice. So do not be revealing the live answers in the live chat. All right, boys, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's
No,
go.
let's go.
Fellas, in round 7 of the 2023 NRL season, the Sharks play a Friday night game. Who is their opponent in round 7?
Is it the Cowboys?
Cowboys is incorrect. Lorenzo,
Broncos.
that is incorrect. CJ,
Fucking hell. Is it the Warriors?
the Warriors is incorrect.
Storm.
Incorrect. CJ,
The Sharks in. Right? No. Penrith.
incorrect. Lorenzo,
Roosters.
correct.
Yes.
Oh.
Lorenzo got it. 1-0 for Lorenzo.
Precious.
Thank God. Thank God.
Good start for Lorenzo. 1-0 over CJ. You love to see it. All right. Question number 2. Fellas, in round 9 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Dragons play on a Sunday afternoon?
The Knights?
The Knights is incorrect.
Raiders.
The Raiders is incorrect.
Is it Manly?
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs is correct.
Oh
Yes.
my days.
Oh, look out.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, okay.
Why
Fuck, I
is
didn't
it
touch that.
that when someone who's a consistent favourite to win, the 1 week goes out to its $7 price,
Yeah. I
ends
don't
up
know.
showing up here? Unbelievable.
God.
All right, ProEnzo leads 2-0. Wow. Can he go for the clean sweep at $3 odds? Unbelievable.
We'll see.
Someone had that on.
All right, fellas, in round 11 of the 2023 NRL season, who has the bye that weekend?
Canberra.
Incorrect.
Sharks.
CJ. Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Titans.
Incorrect.
Cowboys.
Incorrect.
Manly.
Incorrect.
Round 11. It's not
Dragons.
South, is it?
What'd you say, CJ?
I said it's not South, is it?
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Dragons.
Hang on. New question. Someone answer in the chat, and I said the Dolphins.
Oh, fuck off.
It's fine.
Fucking-
I hate when people do that. Fucking
Yeah, spoils for everyone.
This
doesn't
guy
it?
just pissed me off so much. Like I said, no spoilers in the chat.
just
I
fuck off.
could not have been any more clearer. Couldn't have been any fucking clearer. Ruin it for everyone. All right, next question. We'll go to another question because that was ridiculous. You'd think people would know. Everyone's literally writing in
Yeah,
the
I
chat.
swear.
Unbelievable.
Game, It's our game show.
Unfucking believable. All right, guys. Next question. In round 17 of the NRL, who do the Rabbitohs play that weekend?
No, what the fuck? If I get this wrong, what the fuck?
Tigers.
Tigers is incorrect. CJ.
Round 17. We play the Cowboys, don't we?
Correct.
Yeah, ANZ.
There we go.
Is it a Saturday
CJ
game?
is on his way back.
Wait.
Who won? If ProEnzo gets the next question right, he wins.
Oh,
All right.
Come on.
Next
Come on.
question. Fellas, in round 19 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Parramatta Eels play that weekend?
Penrith?
Penrith is incorrect.
Dolphins.
Incorrect. CJ.
North Queensland.
Incorrect. Lorenzo.
Manly.
Incorrect for CJ.
Round 19, eh? Did I play Broncos? No, I didn't.
Incorrect.
Knights.
Incorrect.
Did somebody already say Manly?
Who?
Manly.
Manly is incorrect.
Raiders.
Raiders is incorrect.
The Titans.
Incorrect.
Oh, what other fucking team is it?
Bulldogs.
Incorrect.
The Dragons.
Incorrect.
Storm.
Incorrect. We'll be here all night until someone gets it.
Hey, okay, I don't know if anybody said this. Penrith.
Incorrect.
Oh, my.
Rabbitohs.
Incorrect.
Roosters.
Incorrect.
I don't even know. Tigers.
Do you want a new question?
Tigers.
Nah, incorrect.
Warriors.
Correct.
Oh,
The Warriors. Oh, look out. No way. He's coming back
No,
from the
this
table
can't
now.
be happening. No.
I
this
was
cannot be
thinking-
happening.
I was thinking of every team. I was like, what
If
team?
Lorenzo doesn't win this, I'm just looking for a scream, like a big fuck from Lorenzo if he doesn't win.
Won't be pretty.
No.
Won't be pretty, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, wow. All right.
Come on.
Last question. Fellas, in round 22 of the 2023 NRL season, who do the Cowboys play that weekend?
The Manly Seagulls.
That is incorrect.
Dragons.
Incorrect. CJ.
Round 22, you play the Titans again, don't you?
Who?
The Titans?
Correct.
Oh, what?
Winner.
Fuck.
Holy fuck.
No,
reason
that's
why-
fucked.
The reason why I
That's
said
fucked.
Titans is because I
You're
knew
kidding.
you had a big game. Oh,
Yeah, that was my game, but fuck dropped it.
I can't believe that result.
Look, it was just lucky, I
Oh
guess.
my
Gotta
God.
predict it. Yeah, it's
No.
lucky.
good game, Lorenzo.
Oh, the live chat's in shock.
Oh,
Lorenzo is just going like, how the fuck did I lose that?
yeah, well, I mean, once you say the answer, it's correct. It can be anything at this point.
Oh.
You know, Nick.
For us in the chat, Lorenzo did a manly choke against the Cows last year.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, but thanks for ours.
All right, far out. Let's get into the round of footy.
Yeah.
Round 2 preview. That was a good game, boys. Well done. You both played well.
I cheated. What the fuck? Fuck off, cunt.
Wait, what?
How did I cheat, you idiot?
How did Province that cheated? What?
Wait, who said that?
Guys.
Who said
Province lost. What are you talking about?
Look in the live chat. You'll see.
Wait,
Fucking
wait.
idiot.
Who
Don't
said
get
that?
dumb. Yeah,
Cody.
Province lost.
But before I lose, I just move on.
How did Lorenzo? Yeah, let's just
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll move on from that. All right, let's get into the NRL round 2 preview, boys. So what we're going to do, we'll go for each game, and I'll ask you who wins, and just give me a margin of 1 to 12 or 13 plus. So let's get into it. Round 2 of the NRL kicks off tomorrow night from Bluebet Stadium out there at Penrith. It's the Panthers and the Rabbitohs, the 2022 prelim final rematch and the 2021 grand final rematch. CJ, need I ask, obviously you're going to tip Souths.
Yeah, I'll be at the game. Obviously, I'll be on the South Hill. My flag should stand out. If you see this flag, you know it's me.
Outstanding.
Look, I'll be at the game. I'll vlog it, put it on my channel. But I'm tipping South by, let's go South by 4 points. Got a scoreline of 16-12.
Yep.
Anytime try. Do you want first or anytime?
Doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
Anytime try scorer. Let's go Ganyan Cook. I think we'll get the job done. Hopefully, I'm praying.
All right, so CJ's backing in South 1-12. ProEnzo, who you got in this one?
Oh, it's very close. I think it is, and I think I'll go either way. But like I said on Tuesday, I think Penrith I can't see them losing back-to-back games at Penrith or 3 straight games at Penrith. I just think that there's a point where they'll come back and get a win. So I'll go Penrith by 4 only, though. Only 4.
Oh, dagger right there.
I know that hurt though.
Sorry, CJ. I'm going Penrith 1-12.
Yeah.
It'll be a close one. Penrith have had the wood over South as well last 5 or 6 games. So
I have, unfortunately.
I don't think Souths have beaten Penrith since
Week 1, 21.
Week 1, 2020, 2021. Yeah. So what? I'm going Penrith 1-12, but it should be a great game on Thursday night.
Hopefully, just get the job done. I hope so, anyway.
All right, next game, boys. Friday night footy from Combank Stadium at 6 p.m. Another blockbuster sort of game. We got Parramatta up against Cronulla. This is a real tough one to pick. Lorenzo, who do you like in this one?
Oh yeah, it's another tough one, isn't it? I think at Combank it's going to be like obviously Parramatta will not want to like lose there again, but I'm actually going to go a bit different, tip the Sharks to get a little bit of an upset. I know no Hines is there, but I do believe Sharks have a point to prove, so I'll go Cronulla by, let's go 6.
Yep. CJ?
Yeah, I'm actually with Lorenzo. Like I said on Tuesday, I think the Sharks will win. We all know that Mitchell Moses milestone stat. Parramatta Cronulla by 8 points, 22-14. Anytime try, let's give it to a Siona Katoa.
I think Parramatta will bounce back from last week. They were very unlucky not to beat Melbourne. Cronulla don't seem to have much attack without Nico Hines, so I'm struggling to see where their points are going to come from. I'm going to go Parramatta 1-12. Should be a great game on Friday night. The next one, can't wait. I'll be at this game Friday night. Nick from Australia is heading up to Brisbane. I will be at Suncorp Stadium. I cannot wait for it. Friday night, 8 o'clock New South Wales, 7 o'clock in Queensland. The Queensland Derby, the game of the round. The Brisbane Broncos versus the best team in Queensland, the North Queensland Cowboys, my boys. ProEnzo, who do you like here, bro? Should be a cracker.
Yeah, well, on Tuesday I found it hard to tip this one because I was thinking for quite a few times on who to go for, but I made my mind up and I'm tipping the Cowboys by 2. I think the Cowboys, will grind it out somehow. And I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Brisbane won, but I just think Cowboys, for me, they often go all right against the Broncos, I noticed. So I think I might get them here in the rivalry.
I think we've won 4 of our last 5 against them as well, so it's not a bad record in previous years.
There you go.
CJ, who do you reckon, brother? Bronx, Cows?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm going to tip the Cowboys as well. Just had a gut feeling. It could go either way. I'm going to go to Cowboys with a bit of a weird scoreline. Cowboys will win by 5 points, 25-20. I think Chad Townsend for a little field goal at the end to just seal it.
I think Cowboys win 13+. I think they win well Friday night. I don't think Brisbane can back up their performance against Penrith. I don't think Brisbane have that consistent grit. I think the Cowboys are a level above Brisbane. I think they're a lot better than them. If we lose, I'm going to cop it badly Friday night.
You won't hear the end of it, man.
My Instagram DMs are going to go through the roof. My YouTube comments on my tipping video are going to go through the roof. And, yeah, if we don't win, I'm going to bloody cop it like no tomorrow. Let's just hope there's no controversial referee decisions in this game. But Cowboys, I think they're levels above Brisbane. I think the Cowboys win by 24 points. They win well Friday night. And Nanai will get a double. Cows will win 13 plus. The Broncos don't have the same intensity that the Cowboys do. Cowboys are better, and they'll flog them Friday night.
We're confident on 13 plus,
I
think
guess.
we'll both, but
I've never been more confident in a Queensland derby. And just another quick stat for you guys. I have never been to a Broncos-Cowboys game where we've lost. Every time I've attended a Broncos-Cowboys game, we've actually won the game. So
that is interesting.
The streak will not be dying Friday. The Nick from Australia streak will continue. It's fucking better. If not, I might have to jump on the field. I don't know. Let's go to Super Saturday. 3 o'clock game at Allianz Stadium. We've got the Roosters and the Warriors. Boys, Roosters, Warriors, what do you reckon? CJ, we'll start with you on this one. Chooks and the Warriors.
yeah, look, obviously wanting the Warriors, but tip of my head, tip the Roosters. I've got a feeling it could be a close game. I tip the Roosters by 10, 20 points to 10. Anytime try, we'll give it to Daniel Tupou. He's edging into that Roosters record.
Yep. ProEnzo?
Yeah, look, I think it'll be tight as well. Like, I think Warriors will be competitive after last week, and I think Roosters, I know they had a bit of a disappointing loss to the Dolphins, but back at Allianz, you'd expect them to find some form there. So I think they'll win by 10 as well. And, it should be tight.
I think the Roosters will bounce back, and I think they'll win. I'll go the Roosters by 16, 13 plus. Roosters to beat the Warriors Saturday Arvo. The 5:30 game, the middle game will Super Saturday. We got the Redcliffe Dolphins up against the Canberra Raiders at Redcliffe, KO Stadium. Can the Dolphins go 2-0? And I can see we got a troll in the chat. Yeah. How about you go and get mud sucked by a fucking crab? Get out of my chat.
Losers.
Your mother would be proud of your comments, you fucking loser.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll move on. Redcliffe and Canberra, boys. This should be a good one. It's sold out too. Lorenzo, who do you like?
Yeah, all sold out. That's perfect. But, look, I think with the Dolphins, how they played last week, I think that being back at the real home at Redcliffe might be like a real boost. So I think Canberra will come close, but I think Dolphins, just with the home advantage, might get them over the line. So I'll go Dolphins by 8 points.
Okay. CJ?
Yeah, I think the Dolphins will go 2-0 as well. First game in Redcliffe. Dolphins by 6. Let's go a scoreline of 20-14. Anytime try. The hammer.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going the Dolphins. They're going to win. For the first time on the Nick from Australia YouTube channel, I am tipping the Dolphins to win their first game. At home, it's going to be big. Obviously, they were at home last week, but this is their real home, boys. Redcliffe, KO Stadium.
Yeah.
I think they'll win for their home fans, and they'll win the game 1-12. If Canberra lose by 1 point again, like I'm predicting, Canberra fans will be in damage control.
They'll riot.
Yeah, it will.
All right. Super Saturday, the final game on Saturday. Melbourne Storm versus Canterbury Bankstown at Amy Park. Lorenzo, who do you like here? Storm and Bulldogs.
Yeah, okay. I was very close to being an upset here because I thought that maybe with the Bulldogs and just their overall record against the Storm isn't that bad, actually, believe it or not. So I think that I was close to going with the Dogs here, but I'll play it safe and tip Melbourne here by 12. But, I think it'll be a lot closer than what we expect.
Yeah, CJ?
Yeah, look, being in Melbourne, I think Melbourne will do enough to get it done. I'll go to Storm by 14. 30-16 points, anytime try, give it to Harry Grant.
I'm just having a look at Melbourne's team, and Munster's not playing. Papenhausen's obviously not there.
Spine's a bit depleted today.
I don't know where Melbourne's points are coming from. I really don't know. Like, you got Hughes and Harry Grant there, but if Canterbury put a lot of pressure on Jerome Hughes, I don't know where the points are going to come from. I'm going the Bulldogs.
Oh, wow.
That'd be
I
huge.
said it on Tuesday. I reckon the Bulldogs will win. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs are my specials of the round.
Oh,
They'll win.
hell.
1 to
The specials
12.
too.
That's huge, bro.
Bulldogs will win. 1 to 12.
That's massive.
I think
Big
last
call.
week against Manly, the Bulldogs, they probably left 2 or 3 tries out there, and if they had scored them, maybe that Manly game would have been closer than what it ended up being. But I think the Bulldogs can win this. I'm going the Bulldogs 1 to 12. They will beat the Storm.
Wow,
I can't see Melbourne scoring more than 18 points in this game without Munster.
It's
I
tough.
just
Big
can't.
call, bro, but we'll see, eh?
I just can't. Dogs to win. My specials of the weekend. All right. Sunday Arvo, the 4 o'clock game at Leichhardt Oval. West Tigers and Newcastle Knights, ProEnzo.
Oh, the Hastings Cup.
Hastings Cup, yeah.
The Hastings Cup, exactly. It can go either way, but knowing how disappointing and what a disappointment they are at Leichhardt, the Tigers, they never win there anymore. So I think Knights might get them here, and I think Hastings might sort of shove that win up them. So it might be a little bit of a prove that, or it might be a bit of a sort of thing where maybe they regret losing him. So I think Knights win here by 8.
Yeah. CJ?
Yeah, 50-50 game. I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm tipping the Tigers. I'll go Tigers by 4, 18-14. I think they'll do enough to Leichhardt energy. David Nofoaluma to score any time. He'll get that 100th try for him.
I think the big inclusion is for Newcastle, Dane Gagai. Massive inclusion there. They really missed him last week. I know Tuwala did a job, but they really missed him last week. I think Newcastle will bounce back. I think the Newcastle Knights will win 1 to 12 on Sunday afternoon, and I reckon they'll knock off the Tigers in what should be a very competitive game. And the final game of round 2 of the NRL, boys, Sunday Arvo / Sunday night, 6:15 at Cogger Oval. We got the Dragons and the Titans.
Oh my God.
I think this is one of those toss the coin sort of games.
Shit game.
CJ, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, look, I'm going to lose. I've got the Titans, obviously. Just got no hope in the Dragons at all. Titans by 12, 22-10, anytime try. We'll give it today for Fifita. He just extended his contract. I think he's in for a game.
Yeah. Lorenzo?
Yeah. It's funny because I actually changed my tip. Not now, though, on Tuesday, because I was about to record my video and say Titans, but I don't know, just because it's at Dragons home, and I think that, I think they'll like to just win their first game at home, and I think with Amone back, that's a big sort of, it may not play, but that just, I guess, brings energy and a bit more confidence to the whole squad. It'd be a shit game. I know it's not worth celebrating. They do win, but I'll go Dragons by 2. So yeah.
Yeah. The Gold Coast last week, they did some good things against the Tigers, but the Tigers made 15 errors. It's very hard to really judge the Gold Coast after last week. They had some good moments and some horrible moments, but they did win last week. But the Dragons, this is the Dragons round 1, really, when you think about it, because they didn't play last week, and they want to bounce back from that Charity Shield. I think the Dragons will win at home to start their 2023 season. I think the Dragons will win 1 to 12, and the Gold Coast will be in tears. We'll see.
It'll be an interesting
We'll find
game,
out.
bro. Very intriguing round ahead, boys.
Oh, it's a tough round of footy, boys, because there's so many hard games to predict.
It's a very big round ahead.
All right. Well, ProEnzo, Vidz, CJ MOXLEY, thank you for another great podcast. Fellas, it's been fantastic.
Yep, too easy. Thank you again.
No, man, yeah. Awesome to always be on here, and bring on tomorrow night's footy.
Well, fellas, that's going to wrap up episode 77 of the Rugby League Breakdown podcast. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel of ProEnzo, Vidz, and CJ MOXLEY, make sure you do so. Their YouTube channels are in the description box below. You just click on the link, and it takes you to their channels. And make sure you subscribe to them. It would mean a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to them as well. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you all for watching the Breakdown Podcast, episode 77. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Panthers versus Rabbitohs live reaction. I'll be doing that game, and then
Spot me on
obviously
TV.
the Thursday night football review with TJC Sports. But thank you all for watching. Thank you to the live chat. Thank you, fellas. Fantastic show, and we'll see you all in the next one. Until then, everyone, take care.